One more round. Here we goes again. If you can hang on to another note, here we are. I want to talk about a species that you call a race. All right? You know, they go by a lot of different names, and none of them are their real names. But I'm finna rename them right now because of their mental illness. They act like a bunch of grown children that when they don't get their way, they all have the same response, like a bunch of robots. All right? You know how when you don't give a kid what he wants, he says, he's mean. You're mean. Well, these people all say the same thing. And I told you, a sound's supposed to tell you what animal is around the corner by the sound it makes. From now on, until they stop saying this, until they stop being like this, their name is the Fuckums. Fuckums. Because no matter what, when these spoiled ass people don't get their way, all you hear come out their mouth is fuck 'em, fuck 'em, fuck 'em. So we're gonna call them the Fuckums until they stupid ass stop saying it. In front of children, we're gonna call them the fool, F-U, for fuck 'em. Cause it ain't cool to be saying fuck 'em in front of children, but they do. They don't care if it's babies standing right there. Fuck 'em, fuck 'em, fuck 'em. And that's how the children learn to say fuck 'em. And that's why the children got their chin up in the air like they saying fuck 'em. Somebody started a mental illness in their race and it done spread through their entire race, and it's almost inherent. So you know it was a long time ago. Fuck 'em. What kind of shit is that for your whole race to be known by? Who You shouldn't even be in a position where somebody can tag on your whole race back a label at all. You know, I can see them calling you where you from, grouping you. You know, but man, that shouldn't even be so, cause you're from more than one place. But for me to be able to call you the Fuckums and it stick, and you can't do nothing to say nothing about it, that shows you right there something's really messed up about how you guys done became. They done did more to you than you think. They did more than steal your language, okay, which is Latin. Steal your written language, which is Latin too. Steal your name from you where you no longer call yourself Latin. You call yourself by where you from. A person calling himself a Mexican is like him moving to Merced and calling himself a Mercedian instead of a Mexican. You're calling yourself by a location. You're not a location. That's not your original place, or that's not where you guys have started from. This whole land was almost empty. That can't be where you started from. And you don't even know who you are. Like I told you before, worried about these so-called black people, shedding tears for them. You got a worse situation yourself. Somebody pull a mind job on you. Least I remember these people. Let me try to explain to them that they're in the same position as these people who call themselves black, which is not a race, who don't have a name, don't have a culture, don't have a history, like amnesia patients, that you are in the same position, only somebody put a false memory in your head. Okay? I'm going to give you a clue again. Every culture, when you see a language and it's in the ABCD alphabet, that is not that language. That is English. Okay? When you see Chong Ching Chow, that's not Chinese or Mandarin, that is English. Because they have their own alphabet, their own singles, that things that look like chicken scratch to you, or is their language. When you hear Akbar, this and that in Arab, that is not Arabic, that is English. They have them little squiggly lines. They have their own language. So you people who supposed to be called Latin, the Latinos, now how can you be calling yourself Latino and not hook up in your brain that you are the Latin people and you're supposed to be speaking Latin? So I'm gonna ask you again, right in your face, where your little squiggly lines at? Because everybody has them. Latin. That's your little squiggly lines. The language on your prescription that this uh, Caucasian, uh, um, Anglo-Saxon, whatever you want to call them, for the most part, and Asians, all kind of people, are writing prescriptions in your language, and you don't even know your own language. They write prescriptions in Latin, and these Latin people don't even know their own language. So who's the nigger now? Do you get the point? Someone stole your language and took it out of your mind where you don't even remember it was your language. You get a prescription and you look at it and you can't even read it. Your own language. So you're not Argentinian, you're not Mexican, you're not Brazilian. I told you your roots are in Spain. And someone has pulled a game on you to separate you because together you are too powerful. It's too many of you. So they had to separate you and turn you against each other. That's how you became Panamanians and Brazilians when you're the same damn people. They made you think you were a bunch of different people so you can start fighting amongst each other. Took your language from you, just like those people you call black who don't remember their language and stuff. I'm just giving you a clue that you've been robbed. How are you going to stand in California and have someone make you feel like you a guest and you better behave or they're going to kick you out when California is in your language, when Los Angeles is in your language, Sacramento, San Joaquin, and all the whole thing is named by you in your language, and you got somebody right in your face telling you your house is their house and you don't belong here? Do you get the picture? Do you get the picture? What happened to those black people? Someone's living in their house telling them that their house is not their house, that they're the maid. That's what happened to you. This ain't your house. You're the gardener. You get it? You're the maid. This is not your house. This is, it's our land, but we were cool. We shared. It became you guys' land. They tell you a story about how they took it from you, but they have no proof that story ever happened. Just like the make-believe story of slavery, bringing up them people over here from Africa on the ship. That's all a lie. The whole thing is a lie. Now think about that. Everything you know about black people is a lie, and they have no memory, so they can't even tell you. There's no record of one single slave ship, let alone thousands. Not one record of no one loading any slaves on a ship in Africa or taking them off of a ship here, because these are black Native Americans that they took their land, took their everything, separated their family, erased their memory, where they don't even know they're Native Americans. Gotta thinking they Africans. They don't look nothing like the African. Nothing like them. But to you who think they all look alike, people can pull this. Okay? Well, welcome to the club. Because you're standing in Mexico and they telling you you're not in Mexico. But everything's in Spanish. How am I not in Mexico? If it was your land, why isn't everything named in English? Our stuff is still named in the language we named it. Montana and all. It's still named the way that our land's still named in our languages, and so is yours. But so how are all of us ruled over by some strangers who are all the way from the other side of the planet in the snow? Way off in the corner in the snow, way over here in our house, telling us it's not our house. And how, and tell me, How is it that you don't speak Latin and you can't read it, but they can? Explain that to me. Explain to me why you can't remember that you all the same people. See, the laboratory fixed the situation. In this lab, you don't see a beef between North Angels and South Angels, okay? But everywhere else you do. That's the disease they put in your head, okay? But in the laboratory, we showed it can be cured. See how it works? No more Northays and calling your own brother something else and trying to shoot him and kill him down. Can't you see that's the same mental illness that was put on us? Can't you see some kind of way in LA we were programmed to start killing each other, and then we were kicked out of LA all over the country so it would spread, and it spread all over the country? You can't see the plot? And then you were taught, hey, copy them because that's the thing to do because your master was doing it. They are not your master, but they got you in a position like you is. You work for them. You're their nurse. You're their gardener. You're their maid. Man, people that stand so proud could never be in that position. That's a sign right there. Can't you see how proud you are? You don't get proud from being a maid, from being a gardener, from being somebody's lapdog. That came from before who you were. That pride is handed down before this crap. It's something they can't take from you. They tried. Come on, try to talk down to you and you still hold your head up. I learned how to hold my head back up from you. I'm not gonna lie. Black people's head was hanging down. I learned how to hold my head up because I looked over there and saw you guys, and I thought, hey, that look better. I feel more like a man when I do hold my head up. And I learned it from you. And they tried to take it from you too. So get on it. Go straight to them, look them in the eye, and ask them, I'm Latin. How is it that you speak and read Latin and I don't? Where did this happen and how did it happen? And then turn around and ask them about the Mexican-American War and can it be verified? See, they give you a hero so you don't look no further. They give you a hero on the Mexican side so you want to believe in that war because you had a hero. But I'm telling you, you might find out just like that slave crap, just like that African slave crap, it might be something they made up and put in your head that never happened. They just took your land, took your mind. Okay, logic. If they can do it to one, they can do it to two. All right? If they can take our mind, our land, our memory, they can take yours. If they can make up a story as fantastic as, oh, they're slaves from Africa, and even we believe it, what they could do it to you. You could be standing in your land right now and not know it. The war could have never happened. It's easier to write a fake war than it is to write something like that slavery crap. That was huge. The whole world believes it. And it's a barefaced lie. None of it is true at all. The slaves came from right here. They're Native Americans. You were standing right here once. You were right here. having your celebrations, doing your thing, speaking Latin, writing Latin, and all of that. And then somebody did something to you and told you you was a Mexican, and that you were their maid, and that you were their gardener, and that you ought to be glad to be here to work in the field. It's an opportunity, because they made that little place over there worse. So you'd rather be over here, but it's the same place. So you're beginning to see a pattern. You're beginning to see a pattern. So you see what I mean? How the game goes? They got you thinking you in on the secret against these people called black. You're on our side. You're on the inside. It's us keeping secrets from them. When all the time you've been double crossed and stabbed in the back, and they done did you. It's like you got together and zapped them people with a ray gun, right? And they don't know it, but you know it. And when they were standing behind you, they shot you with the ray gun, and you don't know it either. And in my investigation, before you hang them, remember there are 11 different kinds of them, and all of them was not in on this. Some of them got shot with the ray gun too and have no idea who they are. Question them. Ask them where they're from, where they're originally from. They're going to do the same thing as you do with Mexico and stuff. They're going to say, I'm from Ireland. No, they're not. My people are from France. No, they're not. My people are from Italy. We're Italian. No, they're not. All that's lies. They don't know who they are and where they're from. Told you, when they check that box that says white, Caucasian, ask them what that word means and where Caucasia is at. Ask them where Caucasia is at if they're Caucasian. Where's this Caucasia place that you come from? Where is it? Where is Caucasia, where Caucasian people come from? There is no Caucasia. So why are they checking this box that says Caucasian if there's no Caucasia? Because they're from the Caucasus Mountains in Asia. Caucasian means Caucasus Asian. And the place ain't even really in Asia. It's in Russia. What used to be Russia. Or you look for yourself. You look for yourself. You look for yourself. Something in Russia that used to be Asia or whatever, okay? Now, that's where these people saying they're from. These caves in these mountains. They're saying, we're cave people. We come from the caves in the snow. That's why we like that environment. That's why we like the snow and the cold. That's why we're comfortable there. That's why hair grows on our body to protect us from the cold. Okay? That's why we have hereditary birth defects. Do you see any trees in those mountains? Any plants, any grass, anything? You need that to be healthy. So it became hereditary to have birth defects because they didn't have the proper nutrition. And they did not originate in them caves. That's where they multiplied and spawned at. It's where they were driven to. Okay? It became their home. Because originally, I don't even want to say that now. All I'm saying is go to YouTube, look up a video that says when blacks ruled Asia. And you're going to come to the awakening that Asian people are black people. So they do have a name. They do have an identity. It's just been chopped off and disconnected. You're going to come to find out Arab people are black people. So they do have a name. They do have a history. It's just that this other creature got a habit of coming in, marrying people, having half-breed babies, and then teach them half-breed babies to go back to their kind, not to the other kind. And they keep lightening them up, lighting them up, lighting them up, till none of the Asians look like black people, none of the Arabs look like black people. What you can track how it went down by how much time it took for these people standing in front of you to be where they're at. And that most of them are other people now, okay? Replaced. That's how we should feel. Replaced everywhere. We've been replaced. But our bloodlines is still there. You still see us. And when you see a half-breed anything, he is no joke. He is no joke at all. And you see which side he leans to. See, 3/4 get pushed to that side. They act just like them, walk, talk, and everything just like them. Lean that way. But the one that knows inside who he is, even if he only got a drop, he know it, because there's something about us that no one can know unless you have to be one of us. The thing that keeps you all mystified, the mystery about us, the thing you want to know how click inside. There's no way you can know, and none of them can't tell you. You're never going to sit there long enough for you to tell you, even if they did know. But when you're born one, or you got some in you, you know. You know if you got enough. If you don't got enough, you ain't got a clue. There's something. You got to get more than skin from us. There's something else. All right? And the lucky ones get it. The unlucky ones don't. They resemble us, but they can't seem to get it. They can't hit a beat with a stick. Okay? They can't have no rhythm as a sign. You know that already. No one just says it. Okay? Rhythm is more than what you think it is. We're putting together something that's so incredible that we didn't used to speak. We used to sing when we talked. We didn't talk. We sung everything. And we had sounds so down we could levitate pieces of stone bigger than your house and stack them on top of each other with our voice. So we can knock down any of your skyscrapers once we reclaim this skill. We can bring planes down out the air with our voice. See why someone didn't want us to remember who we were and remember any of this stuff? Strike, like, I'm serious. I saw Muhammad Ali get knocked out. In order to knock out the biggest person in the world, all you gotta do is catch him off guard and hit him in the head with a hammer. The biggest, toughest, baddest guy on the planet can be snuck attack. And that's this group's mode of operation. Sneak him. I could never whoop his butt face to face, so I'm gonna hide in the bushes and wait for him to pass by and hit him in the back of the head. He's gonna lose his memory and his balance and everything. That's the basic metaphor. And watch him, because you can give them any names, like metaphorians. Listen to them speak and they'll give themselves away. Instead of telling you directly what something is, they're going to use metaphors. Like, same thing. Or when you tell them something, they're going to re-explain the same thing in some other words. So what you're saying is, it's like. That's their favorite word, like. The hell with like. Deal with is. This is what it is. Why you keep talking about what it's like? Why you keep trying to associate it with something? Why can't you just talk about what is? Why you got to give me an example, another example of what is, instead of just dealing with what is? So what you're saying is, like, what you just said isn't good enough. They have to correct you. Draw a more colorful picture, a funny picture or whatever. That's not cool at all. You know why they're not cool? That's that thing. That's the mark of the thing I was telling you about. You have to be one of us to even know what that is, to even feel it, to even have it. You would have to have us in you. It's the big mystery everybody mystified about, the big thing you secretly all crave from us, the only reason you admire us. Come on now. We was on the bottom without nothing, not even our mind, and you still admiring us and trying to copy us because we were cool. Come on, don't lie. And you wanted to be cool too. The worst thing in the world you could be in America was not cool. That's how hot we were. If you wasn't cool, you were square, you were frowned on. And where does cool come from? Who are the originators of cool? Who are the inventors of cool? You already know. So this ain't about us. It ain't about those people, because I'm a mutt, okay? When I'm get through checking, I probably got the very person that I'm telling you about in me. I know I do have, what you call white people in me. But I told you, there are 11 kinds of white people. 11. They're not no big group of one people all out to get you. Okay? For all you know, you're one of these 11. And you think you're something else because someone erased your memory. Don't want you to think you're as good as them, so they can't let you know you're the same thing. But you know inside you, you're the same thing. But they done erased it out your head so you can go along and pretend like you ain't. You're going to help them go along. You're going to help the lie along. You're going to pretend that you are not the same creature. Who is that helping? The one that erased your memory. It is cool for you to pretend that you ain't you. If I brainwashed you to think you ain't you, you helping out what I did to you. So like I'm going to say it one last time before I close. This is just a clue. I can't do everything. You have to deal with you. It's about the ones. It's about the ones. It's about self. This is you. This is your race. You need to find out what happened. You need to do something about it. I can't do everything. This is the third time I done saved y'all butt. And you don't even see me as you. As one of you. Well, I got you in me too. But that's another story. So, you have to ask the question. Hold up. Everybody got those little chicken scratch lines and those little wiggly lines that you translate into ABCD when you speak their language. Where's our little squiggly lines? Because I see them over there in the doctor's office. How did the doctor get our language and we don't have it? Tell me why Latin people cannot speak Latin or read it. You don't even teach it to them. You don't teach it to nobody. You have to be a doctor. Wow. And how come we don't remember that we Latin? Why are we calling ourselves Brazilian? What happened to Latin America? When the hell did it become South America? Now you getting it? It's even been changing while you alive. They've been still doing it. When you first were born, if you old school, it was called Latin America. In your books, it's called Latin America. Now, up here in your children's time, it's South America. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? California was in this thing. You can tell you was once here before they took your memory because you named everything around you. You named it. Everything is named by you. Everything. And then someone tell you, hit you in your head, told you you lost your memory, then they tell you, no, you don't live here. You're the maid. You're the gardener. This ain't your house. And you believe them because you have amnesia. It reminds me of a little thing that they shoot you with in Men in Black. That's what it reminds me of. You know the little neuralizer where they shoot you and you don't remember anything? I swear, it's like a plane, a spaceship or something that could fly over a whole continent and beam, they zap their butt. Or something you could put in the water. It had to be something that could get everybody. But once you get take hold, they pass it on to each other like a disease. That's what mental illness is, okay? Mental problems come in two groups: physical mental problems and informational mental problems. Physical mental problems you're born with or you had an accident. It's an injury or a birth defect. Informational mental problems, somebody taught you some BS. Somebody put some crap that wasn't true in your head and is giving you problems. And you can't figure out why you can't do this and how come I keep doing this. And why is you puzzled about your damn self. If anybody's an expert on you, it's supposed to be you. And they got you walking around confused about you and what you're doing. Like you don't have self-control. I can't control myself. I don't even want to do that, and I keep on doing it. I really want to do this, but I won't go do it. And you don't know why. That's what all these notes are about. They're not racial, okay? They're mental notes. So now you see why I got to get in the seat. I got to get in the seat in California in order to wake California up. And from there, I have to go to Washington. You know, that's where things are done. So this time, we don't put another criminal, another crazy, no movie star. Even though I'm making movies, it's not to be a star. I didn't make points. Okay? So, we're going to vote for sanity this time. So, tired of tax bills. Crap. Make you broke and make you worry about your money. So they make you think when election time comes, all you got to worry about is your money. We're going to cut taxes. We're going to make taxes. We're going to give you more money. There's everybody getting elected based on telling you how they're going to help your pockets. That's not the whole game. Okay, it's actually a game. Telling you what they know you want to hear instead of what you need to hear. Somebody call themselves representing your race, some lapdog for these other people who really care more about them than you. Don't elect them again. What the hell have they done for you all this time? Listen carefully. It is not just a machine. It is not a ray gun. It is a psychic ability, all right? A vampire trick. A vampire can not only read your mind, it can do something that feels like it snatched the thoughts right out of your head. You could be talking to someone and a vampire pass by you in a car and it can reach out and snatch your thoughts and you will forget what you were talking about. Think you're getting old or something, getting Alzheimer's, and that is not what happened to you. What happened to you is the same thing that happened to you in the beginning, the same thing that happened to us. Something that a Jedi mind trick. Okay? Come on now. Push. You've been pushed. That's what happened to you. Someone pushed you. Look for the movie Pushed. Alright? You can look up Star Wars and stuff and YouTube will show you the Jedi mind trick scenes, and then you will get a picture in your head. But look for the movie Push and know that these people are real and live on this planet. I am one of them. Okay? I am living proof that they exist. And I'm telling you, they exist in hordes. Try to explain to you by what you know. You know people in a wheelchair who lost their legs? Do you see how strong their arms get? The energy goes to a different place. Well, people with weak bodies, frail bodies like these people have, weak, thin, hemophiliac skin, and organ problems, who have a weak physical gives you a strong mental. I inherited some of these abilities from the part of them that's in me. mixed with the part of these and stuff, I got powers that neither side got. Got everybody's abilities. I'm the universal mutt. I got everybody's skills, everybody's thoughts, and seems like everybody's memories. So, it's you. Sigh. Save yourself. Don't look to me to save you. Don't be waiting for Jesus to come. Save yourself now. You might not live that long. If they're not one of the ones, don't vote for them, don't elect them, don't support them, don't serve them. Don't. They may not have your best interest. You could be on the genocide population control list. So, your people was once just one man's family that got this big. Don't lose sight of that. Ever. Ever. Oh, no, on second thought, I'm going to correct that. Because that's part of the brainwashing they put on me. It was not one man's family. It was one family that kept expanding, expanding until now it's what you call a race. They're all you, you're all the same, you're all kin, not just the ones that you know. Okay, those are called your immediate relatives. They don't lie to you and they'll tell you that you're not related to your whole race. You already know that's true. But you need to start feeling and acting and functioning like it. And remember this. This is a message from the Self-Preservation Society. Self-preservation is the first law. Whenever you hear some background noise in one of these notes, guess who it is trying to keep you from hearing this? And then look at them and frown. That ought to slow them down. Save yourself. Self-preservation. Defend yourself.